Hello, and welcome to another lawnfawn video. It's Kelly here, and today we are so excited to be introducing our brand new die set, Build-A-Bunny. We are also going to be introducing our Build-A-Bunny accessories, which are oh so cute, and these go together so well. This cute little bunny set helps you make a bunny in 3 ways, and the little accessories are just so much fun. We're also going to be introducing our Henry's Build-A-Sentiment Bunny Puns, which is absolutely adorable and mixes and matches with all of the previous Henry sets. First up, we're going to take a look at the Build-A-Bunny die set, and in this die set, it helps you make 3 different styles of bunny: sitting, standing, and kneeling. And then, when you bring in the accessories, you can get the cutest looks. I love these bunnies so much. They're so cute for Easter cards, any day cards, Mother's Day, anything you can think of, because these bunnies are sure to make anybody smile. And so these are all of the die sets included in here. This whole section here is for building the bunny face. You can see we've got the 2 different styles of faces, the backers for the ears, the eyes, the nose, and then some little rosy cheeks. We also have different styles of arms. We have arms that can fold in or arms that can be kind of pointing out, and a cute little heart for them to hold. And then here are the 3 different styles of bunny. So we have the standing bunny, we have that kneeling bunny, and then also the sitting bunny. And so we're going to show you how to put together those 3 styles of bunnies now. First, we're going to create the standing bunny, and this is going to be the bunny that has his arms outstretched. And so these are all the dies that you'll need to select from the die set to create this cute bunny. First, we're going to start with the bunny face, and so we're going to take the little bunny face and all the pieces that go along with it, and I'm just going to flip those over. Then what we're going to do is add some adhesive to the back of the bunny's face, and then we can layer all of those pieces that are kind of like backers to help fill in the details of the bunny. So I like to start with the ears, and what's really nice about all of these pieces is they fit against each other almost like a little puzzle. So we've got the ear backer. Now this one just fits right in. You can just kind of butt it up against the other one and just press down. And then now the little circle one for the nose fits right there. So it's so super easy. And then once you flip the little bunny face over, I mean, how cute is this? All of its little details are all filled in, and I mean, look at that. Oh, I just love it. Next, we have the little belly for the bunny. Now, you don't have to add the belly, but I really like it. It reminds me of that classic Easter bunny look. And so we're just going to center the belly right there in the middle of the body. And then you can see at the top, there's a little embossed line. Well, that's the guide to where you're going to put the bunny head. So you can just add a little bit of glue or tape above that embossed line. And then you can just line up the head of the bunny with the embossed line. And that's going to put it in perfect placement. Now, here's where you can choose which arms you want, the outstretched arms or the folded in arms. And so in this case, I'm going to do the outstretched arms. And you can see how you can layer them behind in different ways. You could have both arms up, one arm down. You can kind of play around with it. And so I'm just going to add some liquid glue to the end of the arm, and then I can just go ahead and glue it right behind the bunny to create this adorable little bunny with his arms outstretched. I think this would be so cute for like a sending hugs card. So now that we have a standing bunny with his arms outstretched, we're going to make the standing bunny with his arms folded in. And so you'll see that the pieces I've selected from the die set are really similar. I've just swapped out the style of arms. And so we're going to be creating this bunny now again. And you can see that we've got the cute little smiley eye bunny. So there's 2 different styles of bunny face. So we're going to use this one this time. We added some liquid glue on the back of the bunny's face, and we're going to layer all of the backing pieces together just like before. And now you can see we have the different style. And of course, on any of these bunnies, you can pick the different style depending on the look you're going for. Now we're adding some liquid glue to go above that embossed line on the body. And then here you can see how you could add the arms on. I didn't add the belly onto the bunny, so you could just add the arms just like that. So it's kind of 2 different styles depending on what you're looking for. Or you can go ahead and add the belly. So I like that there's so many cute and different options depending on the look that you're going for. Now here we're going to take our little outstretched arms, and you can kind of layer them right onto the bunny. You can see just how cute that looks. I just love it so much. And it's really cute for him to be able to hold different accessories, and it just gives you a different look. And here you can see how cute he is holding the little heart that's included in the die set. I just think it's absolutely adorable. Now we're going to work on the kneeling bunny. So we have all of the face pieces, and now we have 2 different body pieces that we're going to layer together. And just like before, you could do either style of the bunny face. This time I have the circle eyes instead of the smiley eyes. And we're adding some liquid glue to the back of the bunny's head, and we can layer on the ear backer, the eye backer, and the nose backer, fitting them in like a little puzzle. Then to create the kneeling bunny, what we're going to do is take the piece that has the two kind of longer arms, we're going to add some glue behind that, and then just layer that right on top. So the two pieces are going to line up at the top, and then you'll see that now he's got his kind of like little kneeling posture. Then you'll notice just like the other body piece, there's a little emboss line there. So we're going to add our liquid glue above the emboss line, and then we can just layer the bunny's head right up against that emboss line. And now we have the cutest little kneeling bunny. I mean, look at this guy. He is just adorable. And then last but not least, we have our sitting bunny, which is my personal favorite. And so here you can see we have all the face pieces, and then we have one of the body pieces, and then those cute little feet as well. And so just like before for the face, we're going to add some liquid glue to the back. This time I selected the little smiley face one, and we're going to layer on the ears and the eyes and the nose, just like we did before. And then we can start to work on the little feet, which is my favorite part. It's so cute. And so you can see we have the little feet pieces that have the detail and then the plain pieces. And those are going to be the backers for the feet. So we're just going to add some liquid glue to the feet, and then we can layer the little pink backer behind it to create the cute little detail on these feet. I mean, oh my gosh, I just love those little bunny paw pads. It's just adorable. Then we're going to take the little belly piece and add that right there into the center of the body. And then the next step that we need to do is trim off those feet. And you'll see that they have like a little cut line there, so that's very easy to cut. You can just follow right along that line and just trim those feet right off. Then just like before, you'll see there's a little emboss line at the top of the body. We're going to add glue right above that line, and then we can add the bunny's head right against that emboss line. I love that there's a little guide that tells you exactly what to do. And then we can add some glue behind the feet, and we're just going to layer them right over the area where we cut off those other feet. We're going to layer these kind of sitting feet right on there. Then we can take those cute little arms and add them in. And I like to kind of tuck them under the bunny's head just a little bit. I think that's a really cute look. And now our sitting bunny is completed, and look at him, his little feet. I just can't. It's just adorable. And here you can see all of the other styles of bunnies. So I love that with one die set, you can get all these different styles. And then to get even more looks, we came up with the Build-A-Bunny accessories, which has all this cute clothing and things that they can hold. And so here you can see that we have a cute dress, then we have these overalls with all these cute little details you can layer over top, and then this cute little shirt as well. We have a carrot, an Easter egg, and some flowers. And this little dress, I mean, it is just so cute. I love cutting these clothes out of pattern paper because it makes it look like it's fabric, which I think is just adorable. The overalls you could of course just leave plain. It has that cute stitching detail so it would look adorable. But you can also layer all of these little elements over top. So we have the cute little pocket you can layer, and then the straps of the overalls, and also the little cuffs at the bottom, which I mean, it's just so cute. Here we're doing it in different shades of blue, but I think it would be really fun to cut the overalls out of a pattern paper and then maybe use a coordinating colored cardstock for all the little details. I just think that would be adorable. And so here you can see how I'm adding the little cuffs at the bottom, and there's just something so much fun about this. It's like playing paper dolls. I just love it so much. And look at these tiny little overalls. I just love them so much. Now next up we have this cute little shirt, and you'll see that it has this little rectangular piece. That's actually a little backer for the back that's going to fill in the color of the buttons. So I'm just going to add some glue on either side, and then I can just layer it right over that rectangular piece. And then what's cute about that little bow is you could use it as a little hair bow, or you can use it as a bow tie. And so I'm going to add a little bit of liquid glue there to the center and use it as a cute little bow tie onto the shirt. And then here you can see that finished shirt, and it's just so precious. I love it. Next, we're going to work on all the little items they can hold. And this little carrot is so sweet. It has a little cut line at the top, so you can tuck the little leafy top into the carrot, which is just adorable. We have an Easter egg, which you could use plain, which would be really cute cut out of pattern paper, or you can layer this cute little striped die cut over top. And then we have two different kinds of flowers, and we have this little daisy, and so we've got the one with the detail, and then you can layer it over the solid one to fill in the little hole in the center. And then we have the little tulip too. And then these are the stems, and I like that it's got that little circle at the top of the stems where you can just add your glue and then layer the flower right on. And I love having them hold these flowers. I just think it is so cute and sweet. And then here you can see all of the accessories that we've built, the dress, the overalls, the shirt, and then all the different things they can hold. And here you can see I have my little helper, my 4-year-old son Miles, and he loves playing with these. If you have kids or grandkids, nieces and nephews, anyone in your life, this is so much fun for kids because it's fun for them to build the bunnies and then play around with the accessories and mix and match everything. And so here you can see how the plain bunnies look adorable holding all of the elements. And then, of course, you can also add the clothes onto the bunnies too. So this little shirt is the perfect fit for the kneeling bunny. I like to tuck it under his head just a little bit, and it just gives it that really cute finished look. It's just adorable. Then next up, we're going to work with some of the standing bunnies here. And so here we have this cute little dress. And so you can layer the dress onto the bunny, and then you could use either style of arms. So you can have the outstretched arms, or you can also have the arms that are going in, which I think is really cute. You can even have the arms go into the pockets, which would be adorable. And then just like we've done the arms that come in, we can also do the arms that are going out. And so I wanted to show you what that looks like. And you could have the arms kind of pointing in different directions. And I think she is just adorable with her little dress. Then here you can see the little guy with the overalls, which of course he can have the arms that go in or also the arms that go out too. And I think either way looks so cute. And so here you can see our cute little finished bunnies with the clothing. And then we're going to go ahead and bring in our other bunnies that are not wearing the clothing. So I love the mix and match of these. It really just depends on the look that you're going for your card. And then of course you can bring in all of those little different accessories for them to hold, whether it's the carrot or the Easter egg or the flowers. I love the little one holding the flower. I think that would make such a cute Mother's Day card. I love that you can do just some money is thinking of you cards with these guys, and of course Easter cards too. And they all look so cute holding the different accessories. And it really is so much fun to mix and match. My son Miles just had a blast with these, and honestly, so did I. And then there's one last little detail. This set comes with these cute little rosy cheeks that you can add on to the bunnies. And so I wanted to show you what that looks like, and it is just adorable. Next up, we're going to take a look at the Henry's Build a Sentiment Bunny Puns. We have an entire series of stamp sets called Henry's Build a Sentiment, and what's fun about these is they're all mix and matchable together, and they're really, really fun to build the sentiments in them. And so all you need to do is just pick different phrases from the set to build your perfect sentiment. And so that's what I'm going to be doing here. Each of the words or phrases are on the same size rectangular block, so they all line up perfectly to each other. And so there you can see you can just kind of line them up to each other. The natural cling of the stamps helps them cling together. And then I just take my acrylic block and I pick up the sentiment, and then all I need to do is ink it up and I can stamp out my cute custom sentiment that's perfect for my card. There are so many mix and match phrases in this set, and I also love mixing and matching them with other sets. Like, for example, there's the family set, and you can match it with family words like son or granddaughter, which is so much fun too. And so here I'm just building another phrase, I'm lining them up, picking it up with my block, and then I'm going to go ahead and ink up this cute wishing you a happy Easter. And then here, I just wanted to show you a sampling of some of the phrases that you can make with this set. One of my favorites is, if you need to talk, I'm all ears. I think that is so cute for a card. So this is just a little bit of what you can mix and match with this set, and you could do so many more. Now it's time to create a card with this super cute Build-A-Bunny, and I decided I wanted to make a sitting bunny. So I'm taking all the pieces that I need to make that adorable little sitting bunny. I just love those little feet. And I decided to die cut them all out of white cardstock. You could of course cut them out of colors of cardstock, out of pattern paper, but I thought it would be fun to add detail with markers. I think it would also really be fun to watercolor these bunnies or to do some ink blending so you could brush on some colors of ink, but I really had a lot of fun using my markers to add some color. And so here you can see I'm taking my darkest marker here and then my medium marker, and I'm just blending it out, but just a little bit. Most of my bunny is going to be the lightest marker, and that's what's going to really give him that almost like fuzzy bunny look. And the markers I'm using are E53, and then E51 for the medium, and then E50 for the light. And so you can see how adorable this bunny is looking. I wanted him to almost look like a little stuffed animal, which I just think is so sweet. And so I'm adding the color to the little feet and then also to the arms. And the more scribbly and messy that you are, I think the more beautiful it looks on the bunny. Then now for the little ears, I'm using some R markers, R01, R00, to just blend up a little bit of the pink, and I added some R30 just to make it a little bit brighter. I'm using a little brown for the nose, and then I'm going to give the bunny some rosy cheeks just with my marker. And then I went ahead and added the same pink that I did for the ears to the little pieces that are going to go behind the feet. And then here I've got the little piece I die cut out of black licorice cardstock to be the backer for the eyes. And so before I was using liquid glue, and this time I used tape runner. So you could use whatever your favorite adhesive is. And so first I'm going to layer on the bunny ears, and then just like a puzzle, I can just add the eyepiece on, and then I can tuck the little circle for the nose right there into that puzzle piece. And look how cute that bunny is looking. Next, we're going to work on the feet, and because this is the sitting bunny, we're going to trim off those little feet that are on the bottom of this body, and we're going to replace them with the feet that have the little paw pads. And so to do that, all we need to do is add some adhesive to the back of the pieces of the feet that have the little detail, and we're going to layer them on the plain pieces to add the color there. And I think it's so cute with the little pink on those little feet. Oh my gosh. And then here I die cut the little belly just out of white cardstock. I didn't add any detail to that because I thought that looked really cute on the cute little bunny. And then we're going to add some adhesive to the back of the feet, and then we can layer those feet on. And I just love how this is looking. It is just so adorable. I can't tell you how much fun I had making this card. I want to make like 20 more like it. And so I'm going to add some adhesive to the arms, and then we're going to add the little folded in arms as well. And you can see I can just line up the curve of the arm with the curve of the body of the bunny. And then for the bunny's head, of course, we have that embossed line that's at the top that tells us where we need to put our adhesive and where exactly to line up the head of the bunny. And that's going to give us this adorable look. I mean, look at this guy. Isn't he so sweet? The next thing I wanted to do was to give this bunny an accessory. So I took a look at my accessory dies, and I thought that carrot would be really fun. So I die cut the carrot out of white cardstock as well, because I wanted to add marker to this so that it would match how we added color to the bunny. And so I'm just using some orange markers there for the carrot, and then some green markers for the top, and just kind of messily blending it out just like I did for the bunny so that everything coordinates. I'm using a little craft pick there to open up the cut line at the top of the carrot so that I can tuck the little leafy top in to the carrot, and then I can just add some adhesive to the back to hold it all in place, and then I can tuck it in to the bunny's arms, and I think that just makes it even more adorable. Now, next up, I'm going to add some white gel pen lines, and I was inspired by a card by Elena for this, and she always does the cutest little white gel pen details, and I love the little trio of dots she added into his little rosy cheeks. I think he just makes him look so special, and so I added some details to the arms and the carrot, and then onto the feet as well. And now I have my cute little finished bunny, and I want to create a little frame for him to kind of feature him, almost like a little picture frame. So I'm going to be using the lacy rectangles. These came out for Valentine's Day, but I think the lacy detail is really, really cute for spring too. And so I die cut that out of some white cardstock, and then I wanted to turn it into a frame. And so I'm actually going to use my 4-bar rectangles to give myself that little frame size there. And so I'm just going to go ahead and take a look at those, see which is the right size. That's going to be the perfect one to kind of die cut a little custom frame out of this lacy rectangle. And so I'm just going to center that as best as I can and then hold it in place with some washi tape there, and then we can run that through the die cut machine and we'll have this cute little frame that we can start working with. Now the next thing that I'm going to do is use some of the new Bitsy Blooms papers. I am just in love with these papers. They are so cute and sweet. And there's this blue paper with these white daisies that is my absolute favorite. And so that's what we're going to be using as the sky in the background. And so I just trimmed down a piece to fit behind my frame. And then, of course, we need a little grass too. So here I have some algae cardstock, and we're going to die cut that with a grassy border die so that we can have a little grass for the bunny to sit in. Next, I wanted to pick out a paper for the card base, and so I'm going to go back to the Bitsy Blooms paper, and there's a really pretty pink plaid that I think is going to look nice, and I like that it goes along with the pink details of the bunny. And so I'm going to die cut that with my largest stitch rectangle, which is 5.5 by 4.25. Then I'm just going to add some tape runner to the back of that blue pattern paper and center that right into the center of my card. I wasn't sure exactly how high to make my grass, so I always like to cut a piece that is maybe a little bit taller than what I need. And here you can see I'm just kind of layering everything to see what's going to be the perfect height. And then once I find that, I just like to take a pencil and just make a little mark, and then I can just trim off the excess. I can never really decide right away. And so this helps me give me some wiggle room by cutting the piece a little bit bigger than I needed, and then we can just layer that into the scene. And so what I'm going to do is just take some 1/8 inch tape here, and I'm going to layer that at the bottom of the frame. And then I'm going to layer the grass behind that to hold that in place. And then I wanted to have the frame popped up so that it had a little bit of that shadow box feel. So I'm going to use some of these foam strips all around the frame to give it a nice pop. Next, for my sentiment, I'm going to take out one of my favorite banner dies, and this is one of these fancy folded banners. And so I'm going to die cut that from some white cardstock, and then I'm going to bring in the Henry's Build-A-Sentiment bunny puns to pick the perfect bunny pun to go along with my cute little bunny. And so I brought out the set here, and you can see I'm just kind of checking it out, looking at all the different phrases, and trying to decide what I want to build. Now, with all of these phrases being separate, it makes it really easy to curve them to match a wavy banner, which I just love. I love that about clear stamps, that you can just curve them right onto your block. And so that's what I'm going to do here. I'm just going to curve it and stick it down. And then I'm just kind of looking at my die cut, kind of seeing what the curve is. I just line them up against each other and then just add a little bit of curve. You can see I just bend it just a little bit. And then I like to flip it over and check. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's looking pretty good. All right. So we're going to go ahead and stamp that in some black ink right onto this banner. And I always like to stamp onto these banners before I fold them so that the folds don't really get in my way. It's nice and flat and easy to stamp on. Then the next thing that we need to do is fold along those score lines. So we're going to fold them in like a little Z fold. So you're going to fold back along the one that's closest to the sentiment and then forward on the other one. And it gives you that really beautiful folded banner look. Now, I'm recreating this card by Elena, and she did the coolest thing, and she added a little bit of marker to the back side of the banner so that when it's folded, it almost looks like a little shadow. And so I'm adding some of that blue marker there just right into that centerpiece, and then I'm just testing to see how it looks. And isn't that cool? I've never done this before, and I just think it's the coolest thing, and now I'm going to do it every time I make one of these folded banners. And so I'm just going to go ahead and use my marker and just fill that in, and that's going to give that kind of shadow look to the back of this piece. To hold my fancy folded banner in place, I add a bunch of adhesive to the back, and then I can go ahead and just fold it in. And then I like to use glue dots to sandwich between the other fold of the folded banner, and that holds them together perfectly. And then we can layer this whole folded banner right at the bottom of this frame, and I think that is just such a cute look. Then for our buddy, I'm going to add some foam squares to give him some pop there so he lines up with the frame. So we can just peel up that liner paper and add our cute little bunny on here. And then the card needed just one more little detail, and we have a brand new die called the Flower Bouquet die, and it's so cool. It makes this bouquet for flowers. It's adorable, but it also has this really great bow that looks really cute on the bouquet, but also looks really cute on other cards too. And so here I went ahead and die cut it out of some white cardstock, and I'm using some light RV markers to add some color to the bow so that it matches all of the other marker details that we added on to our die cuts. And I think this is such a pretty look. This bow is just adorable. And so to put it together, all you need to do is just add some liquid glue to the square at the top of the bow ends and line it up. And then just add some liquid glue to the center of the bow, and we can line in that little rounded square there to the center, and it's going to look like a little bow that was just tied perfectly. And so then all we need to do is just add some foam squares to the back of this and then layer that onto the top of the card. Our last step is to take a standard size card base that's 5.5 by 4.25. I'm going to just add some tape runner onto that, and then we can layer our whole panel on top. And I think this is just the sweetest card. It's the perfect card to send to anyone really at any time of the year because it is just adorable. I am in love with that cute little bunny. I loved adding the marker details to him. I think it turned out so cute and so pretty. And next up, Shari is going to create a cute bunny card that has our little bunnies all dressed up, and it's adorable. So take it away, Shari.
So I am using Build-A-Bunny and the Build-A-Bunny accessories along with some Petite Blooms pattern paper for our clothes that we're going to put on our bunnies, which I think is really cute. And we're going to make a really cute spring card. So I've already cut out all of my pieces here so that I'm ready to assemble. And I have my bunnies cut from some dolphin cardstock, which I think is a really fun color to use for these. I have my ears and all my pieces that are going on the back side of the face. So I'm filling in the ears first. Then I have some storm cloud cardstock for the eyes. The ears were cut from some ballet slipper cardstock. And then I have a piece of guava for the nose. I think it's really funny to look at this from the back side. It looks like a clown nose, which I think is fun. And I'm going to go ahead and do my second bunny as well with those same colors for all those pieces layered on the back side of the face. So the ballet slippers, the storm cloud, and the guava for the nose. So in my card today, I'm creating two standing bunnies, and I cut their clothes from the Bitsy Blooms petite paper pack so that there is a fun pattern on their clothes. So for the overalls, I'm using that blue with that hatch kind of pattern on it. And then I cut the cuffs of the pants and the straps of the overalls from the aqua colored spiffy speckles paper from that seafoam spiffy speckles. And I think this is a nice contrast so that they stand out a little bit. It's a solid, but yet there's still some bit of texture in there. And I cut the pocket from that same paper. So once I have those overalls on, I'm adding a little bit of liquid glue right above the score line that the die creates on the body of the bunny, and I'll add the head. And for this one, I'm using the outstretched arms. There are two different versions of arms in this die set, so you can have their hands out or holding something in front of them. And I'll be using both on my card today. So I have my little guy here, and now I can move on to my little girl bunny. I cut her dress from that pretty pink pattern paper with the flowers, which I think is so cute. It makes it look like the perfect spring dress. And then she's going to be holding something in front of her. So I'm using the other version of the arms, and I'll just glue those right along the outside edges of her dress. So it looks like her arms are coming around in front of her. Now I'm leaving the paws kind of open so that she can hold something. I'm also adding that little bow. I cut that from some mermaid cardstock. And now I can assemble my little accessories for them to hold. So I have that cute little tulip and then also some fun little carrots. And I'm just putting my tweezers right in that little slit at the top so that I can slide that carrot topper down into the carrot. And I'm just securing that with a little bit of liquid glue. Now I was going to have her hold both carrots like a bunch of carrots, but I thought it looked better with just one. But I will just use that second carrot on the card just laying on the ground beside her. And then I have my two little tulips, and I'm going to put those together like a little bouquet in his outstretched arm. To set the scene for my card, I'm using some yellow spiffy speckles paper for the sky, and I'm using the largest outside in stitch rectangle to trim that out. For the ground, I'm using a little bit of Bitsy Blooms paper in that fun green pattern. I've used the Grassy border die for the top edge, and now I'll just trim this out with that same outside in stitch rectangle so that it will match my yellow paper. To make the grass stand out just a little bit more from the background, I'm dusting the top edge with freshly cut grass ink. And then for the background, I actually wanted it to look kind of like a sunset. So I'm using some guava ink and I'm just dusting the top and the edges with that guava ink. So we have that pink around the edges and then the yellow in the center. Now this did kind of make some of the speckles go away when I inked it up. So I'm actually going to splatter this background with some gold metallic watercolor. This will bring my splatter design back to all of the edges of my background and also give it that really fun shimmer when the light hits it. For the sentiment on this card, I'm using the new Henry's Build a Sentiment Bunny Puns stamp set. And I am going to build the sentiment that says, "Every bunny needs a mom like you." And I will just line this up right along the bottom of the grass that I cut from the pattern paper and stamp it directly on there. My mom actually loves bunny rabbits, so this would be a perfect card to give her for Mother's Day. So I'll just pick up that sentiment once I have it lined up, and I will ink this up with some black ink and stamp it right onto that pattern paper. Now I can add my grass to my background, especially since my splatters are now dry. And then I will just add this whole panel to a card base. And since I use the outside in stitched rectangle, I'm going to get that nice white frame around the edges. Now to add my bunnies, I have them all assembled, so all I need to do is put some foam squares along the back, which I've done and pulled off the liner paper. Then I'm going to pop both of these little bunnies right onto my card. I wanted to fill the sky a little bit, so I pulled out some clouds from the spring showers die set. I keep a bunch of these little clouds just already cut in my drawer, and I'm sprinkling a couple of those around the bunnies. For this one on the far left, I'm actually just going to chop off the edge so that I can glue this right along the edge of my stitch rectangle. And then finally, I'm going to use that other carrot that I made and just tuck that right behind my bunny on the left for another little pop of color. And then let's add some glitter to this card. So I'm adding glitter to the tops of the carrots, the bow, the tulips, and then I'm also going to add a little bit of glitter accent just to the top poofs of the clouds. And then here is my finished card with those cute little build of bunnies. I just love cutting their clothes and accessories from that pattern paper. It's just so cute.
Oh my goodness, Shari, I cannot get over how adorable these bunnies are. They're just so much fun. And now we are going to create an Easter card with one of these cute bunnies, and we're going to be using a brand new stencil, which is our Easter egg background stencil. And so we went ahead and die cut some spiffy speckles paper with the largest of the outside in stitched rectangles. And then we have that Easter egg background stencil, and it's a two-step stencil. So this is the plain eggs, and we're going to start off with this, and we're going to be doing a tone-on-tone look. So this is kiddie pool ink, which is a really nice look with our awesome spiffy speckles paper. They just look so great together. And so we're going to go ahead and ink over these eggs. And what I like about the eggs is if some parts of the eggs are darker and some are lighter, it actually gives it this like beautiful shadowed look that's just stunning. And so when you lift it up, isn't that beautiful? And so then all you need to do is just get the detail piece. And you can see there's etch guidelines that are going to help you line up all of those little details over the eggs. And then because we're doing everything in a tone on tone, we're going to keep with the same color of ink. Of course, these look amazing with different colors of ink on top of each other, but this little tone on tone look is so pretty too and really great for a background. And so we're just going to ink it up with the kiddie pool ink over all of these details. And because we're layering 2 layers of ink over each other, the details are going to be a little bit darker than the ink below it, and it's going to look absolutely beautiful as our background for our cute bunny. So now that we have that all done, it's time to start working on creating a bunny. And we're going to be doing one of the little kneeling bunnies, and he's going to be wearing that adorable shirt too. And so we're going to start off working on the bunny's face here. So we're going to add some adhesive to the back of the face and then layer all of the different pieces of cardstock behind there. So we have the backer for the ears, and then we can work on the eyes, and then we can fit in the nose below that. Then for the kneeling bunny, he has those little longer arms there that go in the front. We're going to add some adhesive to the back of that, and then we can just line up the tops of these 2 pieces to create the body of the bunny. Then we can work on the shirt here. So we've die cut the shirt out of some peacock cardstock, and we're going to layer the rectangle piece that's going to fill in the buttons from some white cardstock. And then for that little bow there, we have some mermaid cardstock, and we're going to add some adhesive to that, and then just layer the cute little bow tie. Then the next thing that we need to do is work on the bunny's face. So we're going to add some adhesive there to the bottom of the bunny's face. And then we have that little embossed guideline there on the bunny. And so we know exactly where to put the head of the bunny. And then for this little clothes, I always like to tuck it just a little bit beneath the bunny's head. And then we can just line it up with his arms. And look at that. This little bunny, he's like a little Peter Rabbit. He is just adorable. Then we did all of this out of cardstock, and for the bunny, we used some fog cardstock, which is a really light gray, and I think looks really cute with these bunnies. And so we're going to add some fun little details with a white gel pen, just to give everything a little bit of a pop, and I think it makes it feel so special. So here we have a card base that's 5.5 by 4.25. And so what we're going to do is we're going to layer a piece of peacock cardstock onto this card base. And I love this because it's going to coordinate with his shirt, which is going to kind of help tie everything in together. Then we can bring in that piece that we stenciled earlier, and we die cut that with an outside in stitch rectangle, which is going to give it this nice little 1/8 inch border all of the way around. And I think this is just such a cute look with the tone on tone. Now for the sentiment, we're going to be using the giant happy Easter die. And I love these giant word dies, and I think they're such a cute match to the bunnies too. And so we're die cutting it out of the same cardstock. Again, we're using some of the peacock cardstock and then also some white cardstock. And so the peacock cardstock is actually going to work as a shadow. So we added some liquid glue behind the white piece, and we're going to layer it over top and shift it over to the right just a little bit so that we have that peacock cardstock peeking out from behind like a little shadow. And that's really going to help the words pop on our stenciled background. And then speaking of pop, we're going to add some foam squares to these. And so we're going to actually be using some foam strips to make it really easy to add the foam to the back of these sentiments. Then we can peel up the liner paper and add that right onto the background. And you can see how that shadow really does just help it pop. And then of course we're going to add some foam squares to the back of our bunny and layer him onto the card. And now this cute and simple card is done and absolutely perfect for Easter. I just love the bunnies all dressed up. It's so sweet. And next up, we have some incredible cards by the design team. And this one by Tammy is so sweet. I love the little bunnies and how she's holding the little die cut basket as well. This card by Grace is absolutely adorable. Look at them all dressed up in their pattern paper clothes. Oh my gosh, I just love it. Here, Yanea created the cutest little goodie bags. I love how she added pattern paper to the lunch sacks and then the cute little bunnies in the stitch circles. Oh, I just love it. I think it is just so sweet and I want to make them just like that. This card by Audrey is so much fun. Oh my gosh, the carrots are perfect for this bunny. I can't wait to combine these die cuts together. Here is this cute little bunny mixed with our little letter die set. That little bunny is perfect to hold those little letters. This card by Maureen is so fun. She added googly eyes onto the bunny, and I think that is such a fun look. Here our bunny is hanging out with a brand new die set. It's our butterfly border, and I think this is so sweet with such a fun sentiment. This card by Elena is absolutely adorable. The bunny in the basket with all the carrots. Oh my gosh, it's just so sweet. And then this card by Lynette is so adorable. Look at the little chocolate bunny in the background. It's so perfect for Easter. And then here, I love how Letitia added the pattern paper to the little overalls. Oh my gosh, I wish I had those overalls in real life. It's just too cute. So we cannot wait to see all of your bunny cards, so make sure to share them with us. Thank you so much for watching today, and I hope you have an absolutely amazing day. Bye.